Okay, so now continuing on with the tactics I used. Used a lot of original. My original tactics were to focus a lot of attention on Twitter, and specifically within the ag chat community. I tweeted them 3 or 4 questions, and none of them were posed in the forum, and I kind of gave up on that after one try. Maybe it would have worked out if I'd used it multiple times, but I chose to look elsewhere. Treated the blogs like a mini story full of pictures, videos, and external content. I used this throughout, and I thought it was extremely effective. My Facebook tactic was to use it primarily as a model to promote my blog post, and I still used it as such, but I used Facebook for a much larger emphasis. Nearly halfway through the semester, and then I want to generate a good deal of comments, likes, shares, retweets, etc. So more successful in some avenues than others, and we'll see where it goes. How my tactics changed Facebook. I need some minor adjustments, and Facebook I shifted away from blog posts, and I kept the written word to a minimum, like 3 to 4 sentences max. And I would always feature a blog post, picture, video, or video with any of my posts. So if it was just a couple sentences, just status update, I'd always put a picture in there to grab the audience's attention, because when it's just viewed in Facebook, it's only gonna view what you post, and if you have a picture, more space, it catches the eye better than the written word. So it just made more sense. Consistently post 3 to 4 times per week. Not too much though, because following would like maybe get overwhelmed. And but I thought 3 to 4 times was perfect. I usually got a minimum of 25 views, and I maxed out around 55. So it was really successful. And then I also installed a new feature called Robo Farming for Question of the Week. It quickly became my most featured and attractive method for posting. I got responses every time I would ask a question of the week, and I never got that on Twitter, never got it on my blog. So it was quickly my most effective method for generating conversation, which was my main goal. I changed tactics on Twitter. I continued to use hashtag and key relevant words that would gain some recognition out there by community members in every tweet. I used Hootsuite a lot, like the link shorteners, and I spread useful YouTube clips and pictures whenever necessary, and then I would keep extreme going on Hootsuite of milk prices, struggling farmers, and farming future keyword search. It led to some good key influencer research, and I was able to retweet tweets from those streams consistently throughout the week, and would tweet at farmers using those streams, and got some responses, not as much as I would hope, but some. Blogging via WordPress, I changed the least within all the formats. I use keywords as much as possible in the headline and throughout my posts, just to get that going on the keyword search. I'll continue to tell a story within the post. I will include links, pictures, videos to add significance to the posting, and the listicle type of blog we used in the halfway through the semester. I utilized that a lot throughout the later stages the last few weeks, and I got some success, and they were more fun to write in general. So, and then Pinterest I added on late when we had to choose a 4th platform, and I got a lot of success. Each week I brought a new Pinterest board, and each of my boards has at least 15 pins in it, and they're from relevant search method. I use relevant keyword search methods to find pins, and the boards will be relevant to that week's content driving topic we did in the content calendars. And I started with the idea that I would look into what farms look like in New England, California, Texas, and Wisconsin, and I kind of ballooned from that into the content calendar idea, and visualizing the change and differences was key. And I got a lot of followers, and I got a lot of repins and likes, and a lot of good success without doing much as far as promoting myself on Pinterest. Examples of tactics on Facebook. You can see all 3 of my methods here. The one on the left is my question of the week. I would still use hashtag question of the week, hashtag rural farming, and then I pose a question, and I got at least 2 comments from 2 different people every time. And you can see in the bottom there, 47 people saw this post, and this was my highest viewed post. And I just posted it today, at Sunday. and it's already up to 51. So it's been great. The one in the middle there is when I would advertise a video. So I'd lead in with 2 or 3 sentences, and again, 46 people saw this post and got a like out of it. So again, trying to just keep it short, sweet, to the point, with a picture or video was the way to go for this. And for my last post here, just to promote my blog, it's a simple lead in, 2 sentences, and then the big link with the picture on top, just to get some attractiveness going. And only 23 people saw it, so I saw this throughout. My blogs were not viewed on Facebook as much as I would hoped, but at least it was consistent, and I knew that, so I adjusted and started doing question of the week and videos more. Twitter, I always use Farming Future in most of my tweets, hashtag, and then I would add a few more hashtags if necessary. So the one on the left there is when I use a link shortener, and that's to promote a blog. The one on the right, I'd retweet a lot using the Hootsuite, and then one below the top left is I tweet at a news station, and this is a consistent happening. Is I tweet at these people, but would hear no response. So I would still tweet at people 2 or 3 times a week, see if I got anything. I got a few. On the right there is a good example of just a back and forth about how farming is an convenience, and I would ask where they saw the Farming Future going, and just trying to generate conversation. The one on the left, bottom left, is promoting my my blog just in general, and then the one the bottom straight bottom is just a picture of a farm. So I retweet a lot of different variations and keep my posts diverse and a lot of good variety. My blog here. You see on the right, my favorite blog post is the top 5 latest and greatest robotic farming inventions. Had a lot of fun doing this. Got a lot of links in there, a lot of videos. On the bottom is, ever hear of vertical farming? If not, you want to take a look. So I included 6 pictures in that with a good amount of writing and a good amount of links. And finally, on the top, it's a debate. So I posed a lead-in paragraph followed by a stance of those 4 immigrant workers in farming, and then followed by a paragraph or 2 about those against immigrant farmers in farming, and try to get some comments back and forth after people read that. Pinterest, the top 4 are the ones I originated the idea with, and you can see you could see the change between each one. Vermont had one thing, Wisconsin had another, Texas and California the same, and then the bottom there's all my relevant content calendar topics per week, and starting with farming families, robo-farm it, different robotic farming methods, the future of farming, where these pins see farming going, and then the changing face of farmers having to do with immigrant farmers and how they tie into this whole industry. So a lot of success. I think that farmers appreciate visualizing change and visualizing ideas and watching them come to life. Starting with the numbers, my analytics here, Facebook had a good reach, a really good reach actually. The women, a lot of women viewed it, 58% compared to 42% for the men, and then a good amount of younger people. So the age range 18 to 24. I mean, most of them are my friends, but I got a lot of people viewing it from the younger demographic, and even the older ones. I mean, 45 to 54 had 9%. 55 to 64 at 6%, and then 65 plus at 4% on the women's side. So a good variety. And then the bottom left, I mean, you see that people are reached hundreds in the U.S., but even it got out there to Canada, Germany, Tunisia, Argentina, England, Slovakia, St. Kitts, Italy, and New Zealand. So I was shocked that people just really took a liking into the Facebook. And then the top right. My average reach for stats was 45. Very awesome. Very, very, very awesome. The links also high, 29. Photos, 28. So, and then engagement, a lot of engagement on my statuses. But again, on photos, I had 6% average people who would click on the post, and then even 2 who would either like it, comment, or share. So A lot of people love the videos, and I love the photos, and I would attach that with the statuses. And on the bottom right there, you see the times when people are on Facebook the most. I generally posted Facebook updates at nighttime when it was 6 o'clock. I shifted to 9 o'clock when exams began because I knew students were on their computers a lot, especially in the morning. So, but generally I would post around 6 o'clock at night where interest was at the highest. My reach, again, it was a little there in the middle, but it continued to pick up, and I got a lot of interest, and it seemed like there was a good amount of people who were clicking on my stuff, and it was reaching a ton of people. Again, on the bottom left, you see I got a couple unfollows, but then it staggered out, and then I even got a few more likes without having to promote it on my Facebook page. So it showed that my following was dedicated enough, they were interested enough not to unfollow it, and even they spread it to where I got 2 more clicks to like it without me having to even try to get people to like it. So my page views and tab visits, again, it's spiked, and it's been continuing to see a nice progress upwards. It was good in the beginning, and then in the last few weeks here, it's just gone up and up and up. And then the same thing for likes and comments and shares. Little spike in the beginning, lull, and then a big uptick, and it's gone to the same level. It's increased every week, and it's definitely getting out there. And then finally, my blog post, you can just see the number of people I've reached. On the left there is the question of the week, and then you can see the orange is how many people it reached, and then 7. I actually clicked the post, and then the pinks, those who commented, those are the ones that worked most effectively. And then the one at the bottom there is a video. It reached 46 people. And then on the top right is those that didn't work as effectively, and those were always blog posts. Like whenever I try to promote a blog post. So not a lot of interest in that. Not a lot of comment back and forth. Only 20 views, and 32 was the most, and a little disappointing. But I saw that and I had to adjust, and that's why I went with the question of the week. Twitter. Not a lot going on here. Only got 2 clicks, both in the United States, and disappointing. 17 followers. My follower growth kind of staggered, so everyone stayed with me, which was encouraging. But not a lot of people. It didn't grow a lot, which was disappointing. And then I relate this back to the hashtag, and not using hashtags, not understanding Twitter as being the reason why. Blogging, kind of the same, 67 total views. I got a couple in UK, a little interesting. The rest are in the United States, even some in Alaska, which is also a little curious and cool. But my best ever blog view is only 9 views. So I'm definitely getting the word out there and definitely getting it out. But farmers just have a problem with blogging, looking at posts and just trying to read and willing to understand what blogging is. My best blog ever was only 9, so I tried different methods. The listicle approach seemed like it worked. I started using it mid-November, so my highest viewed post ever, I got 9, so it was the listicle one, the top 5 latest and greatest robotic farming inventions, so that was good. And then everyone since then has gone 4, 2, 1, so it's been okay. So I've been not discouraged, but not overly encouraged. Pinterest was a huge boom. I did take a lot of effort into this. Total 263 total pins, 10 boards. I got 8 followers, which is really, really unexpected because I did not promote this at all really across my boards. I only would tweet it out a couple times. I only posted on Facebook once or twice, and I got 8 followers, so that's been awesome. 3 repins, 2 liked pins. I got a couple people following my board. Just got another one tonight, so it's been great. The pictures have all been great. I've been able to find stuff no problem. My boards are all making sense. They all relate back to farming, and because no one's really out there doing boards about farming, it's really helped me out, and I think that's why I've gotten a lot of followers without much effort at all. And then finally, in the third part, I'll go into analysis and conclusions.